The first knowingness arises as the intuition, the sense I am, which denotes consciousness. I, consciousness, am here, announcing itself in the body. When Sri Ramana Maharshi said, the I removes the I, yet remains I, that is the paradox of self-realization. What he means, how many I's are there? What he means is the original I, the I which is of the form of consciousness, removes the false I, which is the I, me person. It transcends, it overcomes the influence and the limitation of the I, me person, and then rests back again in its original I amness. If we just hear that, everyone would be confused on which I is which I. But he's saying that the I am, which is our name actually. Before we took I am George, the I am, which is not George, which means consciousness, inherit George when it identifies with the body, the instrument that it needs in order to have the taste of experiencing. So then it becomes the I, me person feeling. And then throughout the duration of what we call a lifetime, that consciousness will live in this body, express in the body, it is expressing through the mode I am this person, which is such a limitation. When you're in the position to see, to observe not just the function, not just the functioning, but the sense of the identity who claims it is doing the functioning, when you're in the position to recognize that, no? Are you trapped in the functioning?
No.
So have we come to this place?
Yes.
With secure understanding. You see? Is this a position of, is it varying or is it constant, you see? Meaning the position whereby all is perceivable, not just through the physical eyes, but through the power of perceiving. When the range of potential for seeing is in front, everything is perceivable through the senses, the mind, through consciousness. When you can acknowledge, I am that which is perceiving all this. Or even let's say, substitute this I and say, can there be any perception, can there be anything known without consciousness?
No.
Can anything appear and be perceived to appear without consciousness?
No.
No. And who knows this? It must be the consciousness in the form of the sense I also. You can say, I can confirm this. So this I and consciousness, they are synonymous. Too many words? No. Good.
Maybe the question is, what is... I'd like really to check in the inner positioning. It's something like the difference between being aware and being as awareness.
Yes. As long as there persists the identification with personhood, the sense of being a practicer or a doer or a seeker will persist. So the sense that, if you ask, sometimes people say, for a while I was not conscious of being conscious, or something like that. Like it is through some subtle effort that we feel, yes, now I'm aware that I am the consciousness itself. And I may ask you, is consciousness part-time? And you say, no, it's not part-time. How you know this? I just know it, like that. At some point, actually, just like, what is your name at present?
My name?
Yes.
Funny you should ask that. My name is Laurence.
So the name was given Laurence. When the child came as a baby, it did not come, it was not born with the name Laurence on the forehead. God said, call this baby Laurence. It came, somebody thought about the name, and someone offered the name, and it was, the child didn't accept it. Maybe the parents, maybe mother and father say, should we call her Lorraine? No, Laurence. No, Laurence. Okay? So the choice was given. The name was offered. Child was baptized or whatever with this name. And for a while, this name didn't mean anything to you.
No.
It was just a sound or something. And then at some point, the consciousness was sufficiently mature to accept the impression of a name and to remember it. Because generally speaking, a child is growing up, maybe if it goes playing and it gets lost, and someone says, what is your name? You may say, boy. Where do you live? House. Maybe the details haven't come yet. So sometimes the parents write the name, put it in the pocket just in case. At some point, even this body, we were not yet used to using body. Even earlier time, maybe as an infant, you wanted to pull something, but you couldn't get the body to do it. Then you didn't feel you are the body also.
No.
Did not feel. When you got used to moving and controlling the machine, then it was more easy to accept, I am this body. And also the consciousness that holds the impression of the name is forgotten about and the name is remembered. Thereafter, if you are walking down the road and someone says, hey Larry, you keep on going down the road. If somebody say, Laurence, did you remember that you are Laurence? It's just there, and yet you're not carrying the memory, I am Laurence, I'm not Lorraine, I'm Laurence. No, you're not physically remembering, you're not actively trying to remember, but in an instant, it's mentioned, something goes, yes. So, look how amazing it is that we can remember a name which is not original to you, but the consciousness which caused and allowed the name to be remembered, nobody knows the consciousness. Everybody forget the consciousness. Yet without the consciousness, even the name Laurence could not be remembered. This is why I said something once. I said, I am. Before the idea that I could forget myself or that I need to remember myself was believed. Now, it's very subtle to say these things, you see. Now, all of this is addressing something that you say, you see, that somehow we have to remember that we are conscious. And so, sometimes we forget that we are consciousness, and then in that mode, we're remembering ourselves to be person. And we're acting from the place of person without the consciousness that we are conscious. You follow this? I'm sorry, it's very subtle, but it's a very important thing. Then at some point, you will, through practice and through being reminded in satsang, you'll come to know that actually I don't have to try to be awareness. I cannot not be awareness. And that becomes so obvious, it cannot be forgotten. It's not in the realm of remembering and forgetting. Just the fact that you are is the evidence that consciousness is here. Then does consciousness have to remember itself? Unless it takes itself to be something else like a person. Then when it takes itself to be something like a person, then it has to be reminded again, but your consciousness, why are you behaving like a person? Oh, yes. Like this, until you don't have to remember anymore.
So basically, if you're caught in an action, really involved in the action itself, is it that you're distracted and caught in the action, or is there a need to be aware at the same time?
If you are caught in an action, intensely in an action, and someone call you Lorraine, or they call you Laurence, will you not remember that you are Laurence? You are imagining that you get so caught up that you forget that sense of caught-upness is only also a play arising in that space. Now, I'm saying you an important point when I say that you will not forget that you are Laurence, and you will not be remembering that you are Laurence. You just are.
Okay.
You see? So this understanding that I'm pointing, that as soon as it's clear that it's consciousness, not in the mind, that thoroughly experientially confirmed. And still after that, the mind will still be coming for a while, and it is good. It will test your discernment, and you'll somehow be exercising your checking in and checking out, and gradually after a while, it's no more effort, it is there. It is good that mind come, the sense of personhood come, some impression from the past come, some remnant of some identity come, and then it's quickly detected and discarded like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So those seeming mistakes are also very helpful for you. They are spiritual vitamins. They are strengthening you in your discernment still. At some point you won't be concerned about any of that. Okay. Natural functioning is happening, and in the space of the non-happening, which is your original nature. You are that which is constantly, always is. Everything else is like clouds passing. Even the idea of yourself as, becoming more clear about this is watched from that awareness itself. It's immediately known. Awareness cannot be practiced. Even the practicing to become more aware is observed in awareness itself.